Thank you, Mr. Peter, and welcome everybody. Greetings to my colleagues and my students. So I'll be talking about managing remote exams with technology. Mine will be a bit different because it will require you to do some practicalities after this meeting, to just go and do some of the things that I'll be telling you to do. They complement what Ms. Daweti and Usisri have been talking about. They complement it in terms of they make it practical into technology, because technology helps us to do things easy. So that is why my title now is Managing Remote Exams with Technology. Now I'm going to be asking a lot of questions and then presenting some few answers also as well. You'll just see, if you have a paper, just jot down some of the things that I'll be telling you here. So now for a bit of a background, this year and the last year, we've been writing exams online. You know, it has been a little bit different from face-to-face, you know. As students, we have new responsibilities, so to speak, because before, when we used to write exams, we would just come, we study, come on the day, an hour before, make sure that we are seated. Those were our responsibilities. Make sure that we are seated in time, and make sure that we have a pen, pencil, ruler, yonke. So those were our responsibilities. But now when we are online, there are new responsibilities which are different from face-to-face. And we'll be talking about some of those responsibilities here. You know, an informed student is a prepared student. If you know your responsibilities coming to exams, then you'll be prepared to win exams that are coming. Especially as first years. Last year, I think that most of your exams were at school where you were having some form of face-to-face. Now, the first responsibility that you have as a student is, do you have an exam timetable? Your exam timetable is in your student email. I have been doing some trainings on how to access your student email. I have been doing it online. But if, as a student, maybe you missed that, or maybe at the time you didn't get, you didn't have network for some other reason, you can contact me, and then I will train you. Or you can ask your fellow students, how do you access your student email? After you access your student email, you look for your timetable. You download your timetable, you look for your courses in your timetable, and then you highlight them. After you highlight them, you design your own timetable on the side, looking at the time, the date, all of that. And then you create reminders on your calendar. Your phones, Zine calendars that you can use there. You can set that calendar. Let me just do something here. You can set that calendar to remind you of the time that you'll be writing an exam, so that you don't get to be surprised, or 30 minutes before you realize that you have an exam. With calendars which are on your phone, now the phone is the first tool that I'm presenting to you here. With the calendar that is on your phone, you can set it that it reminds you that 3 hours before the exam, there's an exam. You can also design a study timetable on your phone, so that you say, okay, every day from this time to this time, my phone will remind me that I have to be studying. It's a to-do list. You go to calendar and you create a study timetable there. And then you also put your exam timetable. You're using your phone for something useful there. The second thing that I want to be talking about is, how good is your network coverage where you are? We've been writing tests, Manjane, and some of the students, they'll be calling me and say, my opportunities, I've written 3 times. Every time it kicks me out. The first thing that I know when somebody's saying that is that they don't have network. So it is your responsibility as a student to move to somewhere where there's network, so that you don't have to be calling Mr. Tsepo to give you another opportunity, or your lecturer. Because the minute now, when you get into exam, your mindset is on the exam, not on network cutting you, not on other things not working out. You want to be writing from start to finish without distractions. So you need to, if you are right now listening to me in the rural areas, you know, and right now some people are entering and moving, it kicks them out, entering, kicks them out. That's an indicator that you don't have a good network. If you're on Teams and then you have to keep coming back, it's an indicator that you don't have a good network. Then you need to, when you're writing exam, move to a place where there's good network. Either in town, libraries actually also have, some libraries actually have EduRoam, which can be stable, or you can come even to any campus of WSU. You know, if for right now you are in Mthatha Ekhaya, you can go to the Mthatha campus. If you're in East London, you can go to the East London campus. Just find a place where you have a very good network and go and write your exam there, rather than risking it out in the rural areas. Second thing, what about electricity? We know since last week, we've been having this problem, not since last week, since the past couple of years, we've been having this problem of a load shedding. It's not a new thing. We need to just appreciate that it's there. There's an app that I've downloaded on my phone. Let me check the name for you. It's a very good app when you have it on your phone. It says it's Eskom Se Push. Eskom Se Push. I'll just write the name here now on the chat. You go and search it, né? You go and search it on your app store. What you do is, after you search it, you put the town where you are at on that. Like for me, I've put Whittlesea because I'm staying in Whittlesea. So now that I've put Whittlesea, every day in the morning, when I wake up, it tells me, are we on level 1? Are we on level 2, level 3, or level 4? And then it tells me what times will I be having electricity. Like right now, I knew when I wake up that we are back to level 3, which means that electricity is only being cut once a day, which is in the morning. And I can go to the app even now and check what time will electricity be cut tomorrow. So what do? When I started, I said you must create a timetable. Né? Even Usisri and Ms. Daweti has said you must have a timetable, a time that you know that you'll be doing this and that. Né? So now you check electricity times. If you are writing tomorrow, you check electricity time, load shedding is at this time, exam is at this time. If already you have a clash, you have enough time to alert your lecturer that I have a clash because now I'm in East London and electricity here hambang 9, but your exam is starting at 9. So now your lecturer can now respond to that, rather than you missing the test because you don't have electricity. And also when electricity goes, the network goes. The other second alternative would be you move to some other area where you know that at that time electricity will be there. Some of you might have to move to Komani because lecturers, when they set exams, they are going to set exams according to times when, actually tests, not exams, they are going to set them according to times when the power is cut in Komani because you're a Komani campus. Let's go to the next thing. What about the tools, other tools that you need to write your exams? First one, Google Chrome. I always tell people, if you don't use Google Chrome, you will have to call me. Why do you call me? Because things are not happening. You don't see your test, or your test, you can see it, but you cannot go forward or backwards. You cannot have this problem, you'll be having this problem. When you don't use Google Chrome, you'll always have problems and you'll always have to call me. And when you log in, it will take one opportunity of writing. Some of you will even try many times with Internet Explorer or some other things, and then you use up all of your opportunities to write. and then you call me and say, Mr. Tsepo, I cannot write because it's not appearing, all of those things. Just use Google Chrome. It will solve a lot of problems for you. Second thing, charge all of your devices. If you're using a laptop which is connected via Wi-Fi to your phone, make sure that by the time you start your exams, all of these things are 100%. Because sometimes there's no load shedding, but there's power cut. Those are two different things. The power cut in J, when somebody is driving and then he hits a pole of umbani up in your location, umbani yahamba, at least then your device will be 100% fully charged. And then the other thing, check your Wi-Fi connection or data bundles. Make sure that your Wi-Fi connection is strong. You know, up here we will see we have EduRoam. If you go up, you can connect to EduRoam, but the signal is not strong compared to when you come here into campus. If you're using the EduRoam to write, you can come here to campus because here in campus, the signal is strong. Not only that, you can even use my computer labs to write your tests, whereby now the connection will be strong. And then also check your data bundles. Don't write the exam there, 200 megabytes of data. Make sure that you need data or connect to Wi-Fi. Make sure that the data that you have, because the minute you connect to your laptop will now start updating. When it updates, it will eat up all of your data. And then it might eat up all of your data, and then you have not finished the test. And then you see the story, it cuts you out. Second thing, the fourth thing, is know your platform. We have two LMSs up at WSU. We have Blackboard, and then we have Moodle. Make sure that in good time you ask your lecturer, where are we writing? Are we writing on Moodle or are we writing on Blackboard? For year courses, these ones which are Q0 at the end, Blackboard. But ask your lecturer. If you are not trained in Moodle or Blackboard, or you're not very sure about your training, you know who to call. That's me. You contact me, we organize some training. We just get a good number of students, maybe 15, organize some time, and then Sangena, we do the training. Then you'll go and be writing a test confident that you'll do the right thing. And then, most important, last things, make sure that you have attended my trainings, Wise Up, Blackboard, Moodle, whatever training that I'm doing. These trainings are designed to make sure that you succeed, especially because now online learning is the only thing that you are doing. The trainings that I do are very helpful to you. Make sure that your modules appear on WhatsApp. Some of you have not registered some courses, but you are starting those courses. Make sure that you look at your proof of registration and you match it with your friend and check that you are doing the same subjects. For education, you should be doing at least 10 subjects, but there are students who are doing 9, 8, but they are also attending 10 subjects. So it means that there is something that they are not doing right. They will not be able to write a test or an exam because at the time that test or exam will not appear on their Moodle because they have not registered for that module or for that course. Make sure that all of your modules, they appear on your proof of registration and they also appear on your WhatsApp. The last thing, make sure today that you can log on to Blackboard and you can also log on to Moodle. Make sure that you can log on to both, because when it's 10 minutes to 10 and the exam starts at 10 and then you tell me that you cannot log in, there's very little that I can do for you. To change the password, I need to send an email to someone who may take a day or two to reply me. So when I will be left with 10 minutes, but that person will reply in 1 day or 2 days. You see already that is a problem. Make sure that when you leave now, you can log in to your WhatsApp, to your Moodle, because that is where you're going to be writing exams. With that being said, colleagues and students, I am done. I hope that I'm not screaming too much, and I hope that you've heard me properly. This is